Let's fight under the stars, ladies and gentlemen. What a beautiful night for fights here at the Observatory. Alongside me is Johnny Nelson.
You tried to give me the slip, didn't you, my friend? There was no way I was going to miss this.
And now it's time for our tale of the tape. Sugar Ray Leonard. He's got a reach of 70 inches, and he stands 175 centimeters tall. And he'll be facing Sugar Ray Leonard, a 5-division world champion, welterweight, light middleweight, super middleweight, and light heavyweight. Here comes the Miracle Man, Leonard Jacobs. He's had epic battles with Canelo Alvarez.
This bout is scheduled for 8 rounds of boxing. Fighting out of the red corner from Palmer Park, Maryland,
a lot of trash talk between these two fighters. Now it's time to put up or shut up.
Words are cheap. It's the action that says it all. We'll find out when the first bell goes.
No doubt about it, this was the hottest ticket in town by a country mile. Every seat has been sold. Many said this fight would never happen, and yet here it is, and here we go. I don't think it's going to be a boxing match. This is going to be a fight. Nice counter. Nice counter punch right up the middle. He threw the hook, didn't land. Those counter punches have to hurt. If you like defense, you're going to love this fighter. Excellent defense. They stay on the outside. They use their jab efficiently, and they don't take damage.
Outside fights create so much unpredictable movement. Moves left to right, box forward, box backwards. You don't know if they're going to attack or defend. Nightmare fighters.
They both want a highlight reel knockout. Both men step back for just a moment. Catch and shoot. A very competitive round here so far.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
This counter-puncher is going to wait for you to move first, and then will strike like a snake. Keep an eye on this guy.
Reaction is second to none. It's the blink of an eye. They're waiting for any little twitch you do. So you've got to fight a counter-puncher smart.
The straight right just misses. And he scores with the counter. Big hook. Good thing it didn't land. One punch could change anything when these two step in the ring. Every time they drop their guard, this round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. Well, he is glad to have heard that bell.
Needs a knockout without a doubt. Needs to go out there and think, right, you know what, next round, you're getting it. You're going to get a kitchen sink.
Like that round, good work. Just go back and win the round, right? There's only one round that's beautiful. That's it. Just start sticking a few body shots in there. Vary it up a little bit.
Here we go for round two. After that last round, something has got to change.
This is one of those situations. You've just been hurt. You've got to get out there again. Be smart, be sharp, don't be a fool, don't get suckered in. Make him fight your fight. Hold him, tie him up, just until your head clears again and your legs come back again. Because if you don't, he's going to pop you off.
That counter shot lands. Should we be surprised if these two fighters go the distance tonight, considering how much they've emphasized their physical fitness? Just misses right uppercut. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Well, Johnny, we're a couple rounds in. What are you seeing so far?
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. Halfway through the round, and man, these two are going at it.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Couldn't land that jab. And this is a you hit me hard, I'll hit you hard type of fight. How about that time counter shot? Nice counter shot. Code red time here for Daniel Jacobs. What is he going to do? Trying to buy time. It appears that the moment of trouble has passed, at least for now.
Got caught sleeping on the job. What do? You step back, steady yourself, recompose yourself, then boom, back into it. But do not make those mistakes. This is the wrong place to fall asleep.
Defense is not an option for these two. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. From this moment forward, he cannot afford to lose another round.
Wow, you know what? I've been in fights like that.
And there's the bell for round 3. Well, they got battered last round. How do they turn their fortunes around?
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on you. And that's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
There's a big difference between being the aggressor and the effective aggressor. Which type are we seeing so far?
Sometimes when you have a fight, the best way to beat a fight is not give them what they want. Because they want to get you there. They want you to stand there toe-to-toe with them and have a terror. That's what they do in the gym every single day of the week. What you've got to do is you've got to frustrate them as they set their shots. Get out of the way. And they'll get so angry, so frustrated because they can't work.
Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to go down? They exchange punches. And Sugar is in trouble. That was the moment.
It's been a tough round so far. It's been a tough round. What do they do? What do they tell him when he goes back to the corner? How are they going to get through this?
Back and forth they go. Neither fighter willing to back down.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
One punch could change the entire complexion of this fight. Nice punch. You hear people talk about a boxer's chin. Do they have a good chin? Do they have a glass jaw? Those are questions that are being answered here tonight.
Middleweight always gives us a class. If you've got two class middleweight fighters, you are in for action. I'm quite sure right now, if you know your boxing, there's a certain fighter, I would just say marvelous, but some fighters were unbelievable middleweight.
That right hook won't score. Very close round with 10 seconds to go. Talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. Well, we're entering desperation mode here. Gonna need a knockout.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Nice round, good round. I like that. I'm happy. Good man.
Get back out there. Needs to win this round. Get your mind back.
Get to the middle. Can't miss him.
Back at it in round 4. Safe to say that last round was a nightmare. Let's see if we can turn it around here.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
Punch, counter punch. Beautiful counter shot. That jab misses. Throw out a lazy jab in this fight. You're going to get knocked out. Beautiful counter punch. When you're a power puncher, you're not as concerned with how many punches you throw. It's about how many you land and how hard they are.
I've seen certain fighters that can depend on just their power alone. Forget tactics. They know the second they touch you, it's done. That's where the confidence comes from.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. Both fighters landing in these exchanges. Judge is going to have a tough job.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill, tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I got to respect both of them more than happy.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there would be some more action here. You can tell one of these fighters is starting to fade. What does he need to do to get back in this contest?
Midway through the fight, if you are tired, this can be the loneliest place in the world. If you cheated, now we're going to find out.
Oh boy, the Miracle Man now in some trouble. A much better game plan here.
Ring Days now needs to steady the pace. Get the pace back to normal.
Got out of the way, that right hook. And he wasn't ready for that counter punch. Nice counter shot. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. Well, he is in big trouble here. He may have been saved by the bell.
Every second, every minute of this fight is important. Every second, every minute of this round is important.
You feel good? Good man.
On to the 5th we go. Coming off a very tough round. Let's see what they do here.
Now he knows he's been hurt. He's going to come out and put the pressure on. He's going to throw the kitchen sink at you. You've got to be ready for that. Don't fight fire with fire. Hold him off. Be smart because he's going to try and put you under pressure. He knows your legs are gone. He knows your head's not clear. Be sharp.
Which one of these athletes is going to be the first to get rocked? Good counter punch. Nope, that hook won't score. He threw a punch and just got countered. This fighter's certainly not going to out-throw their opponent by any means, but they will, when they hit, be a lot harder.
It's the one who draws first blood, Todd. That's what you've got to look at. If you hit and you know you're in there with a banger, you've got to be on it, but you've got to be confident.
When are we going to see a jab from these two? Every time they throw a shot, they get countered. There's a counter shot. Can they figure out the combination to this sink?
Skill for skill, tap for tap. Just like a match made in heaven.
You'd like to see more jabs. Has to be careful for that receipt. It's always coming. We wanted action, and they are delivering. Perfect counter shot. The perfect counter lands. Well done with that counter shot. How do they use this fighter's aggression against them?
How would you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight, fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
One moment changes everything, especially in this division. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. Well, there was no doubt about who won that round.
Dominance without a doubt.
On to the sixth round. This fight has been very one-sided. What are we going to have in this round?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Nobody home with that hook. Missed him with that uppercut. Good counter punching. You've heard the phrase, finding a second win. I don't think I need to tell you which one of these fighters needs to find it.
What can they change? Can they slow the pace down? Can they hope to knock them out early? What can they do? They've got to concentrate and relax. Because you know what you can do in the gym, you can do it in a fight. You've got to relax.
That counter punch caught him clean. That hook just can't find the target. Punch. And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
How much confidence do you build when your opponents hit you with their best shot and you walk right through it?
Because you've got a good chin doesn't mean you've got leather skin. It means you can still get caught. So you've got to go for those point areas over the eyebrow, the cheekbone. You've just got to try and cut them, skim them, go for speed.
So much for being a good sport here. They're going to taunt. So much for boxing. This is a fight. Gotta let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Got him there. There's a counter shot. And Sugar is in trouble. Let's talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. The game plan does not seem to be working here. What's he have to do differently?
Wow, it's like two.
Here comes round 7. Let's see how they bounce back here in this round.
That was a tough last round. Now you've got to make sure he doesn't put it on him. That's what he's going to try and do. So tie him up, hold him, lean on him. Don't get drawn into a fight. Not yet. Not until your senses have come back.
They call it the chin. How strong is your chin? Do you have a glass chin? These are things that can affect the fight.
Todd, you know what? Sometimes when I've done in the ring with fights like that, and you punch them, you just want to run. You want that spaceship to come and lift you out of there because you think, what the hell am I going to do now?
And he scores with the counter. When are we going to see a jab from these two? Nice counter shot. You'd like to see more jabs. The jab not finding its target. Nice counter shot. Fighter sort of the death by 1,000 paper cuts approach. He'll hit you 1,000 times before you can land one.
What you've got to do, Tony, is anticipation. You've got to wait. You just got to throw caution to the wind and just hope. You're never going to know where the shots are coming from. You just got to put in a guess.
Threw the uppercut, but did not score. He threw a punch and just got countered. Threw the left uppercut, but it misses. Their vision is being impaired, no doubt about it, but is the referee going to stop it here? So apparently the referee deems it's not that serious, and this fight moves on. We hear that old phrase, second wind. You've got to find it somehow. Looks like he's going to move around the ring a little bit more, try some stick and move. Got to let your hands go a little bit. It's okay to be aggressive now. Punch, counter punch. This round could go either way. 10 seconds to go. Talk about Sugar Ray Leonard in that last round. He is down big time on the scores.
The bell, sometimes it can be the sweetest sound.
Come on, you're going back into this. You're better than this, kid.
Great work. I love that. I love that. That jab is slick.
Ace it. Sticky with him.
And we enter the 8th round. Off their stools and ready to go. Let's hope this round is more competitive.
They've had 1 minute to recover. Now they've got to bluff it. They've got to bluff it. They've got to come out now and style it out. Get on the back foot, jab, rest on the jab. Be smart and pop until your legs come back. Then put the pressure on.
And now they're trying to get into their opponent's head. The old adage is no matter how much speed you've got, Timing beats speed.
When you have a fight that's got that great footwork and that great hand speed, it's so hard. It's an uphill battle.
He threw a punch and just got countered. Well, if their intention is to anger the opponent, I think it's going to work. The straight right just misses. Not so rigid anymore with the stance. This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
I've seen some aggressive fighters like this, and they are a nightmare. If you are not fit, that is the worst place to be, having second thoughts in the ring.
Sugar Ray's in trouble! No rest for the weary. Thought about taking a breath, but instead, they're in there throwing bombs again.
Defense is everything because they got shot once. They know they can get caught again. So for now, just defense. Work on defense, blocking and stopping and shooting.
Punch, counter punch. So much firepower here. Look at the footwork, the hand speed. This is the best that the middleweight division has to offer. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Three judges agree, and we've got a unanimous decision.
Unanimous? You know what? Smart, that is. A total change of styles to make sure they got it